Joel Goldsmith. When I am awakens in you, your whole life changes. If this message reaches you, it is meant for you. For anyone seeking inner peace today, you are not the mind. Listen, most people think they know who they are. I'm my name, my job, my body, my past, my mistakes. They wear these labels like heavy coats they can't take off, and then they wonder why life feels so exhausting. Joel Goldsmith discovered something that shattered that entire picture. He realized that the deepest truth about you is not "I am this" or "I am that," but the pure I am itself, the divine awareness living as you right now. As you listen, I don't just want you to understand this with your mind. I want you to feel it. Because when I am stops being an idea and becomes your living reality, your relationships change, your body changes, your money story changes. But most of all, your sense of self is never the same again. Think about this. You've met the version of you that is tired. You've met the version that is anxious, angry, afraid. You've met the version of you that lies awake at 2 a.m. replaying old conversations. But have you ever truly met the you that exists before all of that? The silent witness that was there when you were 5, when you were 15, and is still here now, watching your entire life unfold. That presence hasn't aged. It doesn't have wrinkles. It doesn't care about your job title. It just is. Joel called this divine awareness I am, the Christ consciousness, the presence of God, the one life expressing itself as you. Every time you say, I am broken, I am not enough, I am stuck, you're using the holy words I am to describe something that is not truly you. In this moment, we are going to gently separate your true I am from the stories you've believed about yourself. Listen as if your entire life experience depends on it, because in a very real way, it does. Let's move from theory to real lives, real tears, real transformation. In a small town in the American Midwest, there was a woman named Laura. She was the kind of person who did everything right. She raised her kids the best she could, worked 2 jobs, went to church on Sundays. But behind the smile, she was exhausted. Years of chronic illness had worn her down. The pills, the appointments, the bills, the endless whispered, "Why me, God? What did I do wrong?" One day, a friend handed her a recording of Joel Goldsmith's teachings. She listened half-heartedly until one sentence hit her like a thunderbolt. You are not a sick person trying to get healed. You are divine consciousness temporarily believing in sickness. She paused the audio, angry and confused. How can he say I'm not sick? My body hurts. The tests are real. The pain is real. But something deep inside her, deeper than the pain, whispered, what if your pain is real at the human level, but not the final truth of who you are? Laura began a strange new practice. Every morning, before she reached for her phone, before she checked how bad the pain was, she would close her eyes and say, I am, and that's enough. I am not this diagnosis. I am not these test results. I am the awareness in which this body appears. She didn't try to force positive affirmations. She didn't repeat, I am healthy, I am perfect, while secretly panicking inside. She just rested in that silent I am for a few minutes each day. Slowly, something began to shift. The pain didn't vanish overnight, but the fear around the pain started to loosen its grip. She stopped introducing herself to people by her illness. She stopped telling the story of how bad it has been and started telling the story of who I really am underneath all this. Over months, her body gradually responded. Better test results, more energy, fewer flare-ups. But the true miracle was this. Even on the days when the pain came back, she didn't collapse inside anymore. She knew, my true I am has never been sick. My true I am is not broken. My body may be going through a storm, but what I am is the calm sky above that storm. That is what begins to happen when you stop saying, I am my condition, and start resting in, I am, regardless of conditions. Now imagine a man in New York City, we'll call him Daniel. On paper, he was a success story. CEO, nice house, kids in private school, expensive watches. But his inner world was a different story. Stress, panic, a mind that never shut off. Every time he checked his phone, his stomach tightened. What if we lose this client? What if the market crashes? What if I fail? He woke up every morning with one thought. I have to hold everything together. One late night, scrolling through videos, he stumbled on a teaching from Joel Goldsmith about I am. What struck him was this: you are not a human trying to drag God into your business. You are God consciousness expressing as this business. The security you seek from the world is actually the security that you are. For the first time, he considered that maybe he was not the source of his success, nor the victim of his failures. He began a daily practice. Before emails, before coffee, before the grind, he sat in silence and simply repeated inwardly, before I am a CEO, before I am a provider, before I am a success or a failure, I am. He didn't ask for deals. He didn't beg for outcomes. He just rested in the awareness. The same intelligence that keeps the stars in orbit is the intelligence living as me, thinking through me, acting through me. From that place, something shifted. He started making decisions from peace instead of panic. He stopped saying, I am under pressure, and started saying, pressure is appearing in my experience, but I am the consciousness that can meet it. The company grew, not because he hustled harder, but because he stopped leading from fear and started leading from presence. The real win wasn't the revenue. It was the realization. I was never meant to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. I was meant to rest in the I am that carries me. Now let's go somewhere tender. A mother's heart. There was a mom in Texas. Let's call her Maria, whose teenage son had fallen into addiction. She did what any mother would do. Begging, pleading, bargaining, threatening, crying on the bathroom floor. At night she would whisper, God, please fix my boy. I'll do anything. One day she heard Joel say, you cannot heal anyone from the belief that they are broken. See them as the divine I am, and you create space for their awakening. She didn't understand at first. How can I see my son as divine when he's high, lying, stealing from us? But that night, instead of praying from desperation, she tried something new. She closed her eyes and pictured her son not as the scared, angry teenager she saw every day, but as pure, radiant I am. She whispered, I refuse to agree that you are only this addiction. I see you as the same divine presence that lives as me. I know who you are, even if you don't remember yet. She stopped lecturing as much. She stopped yelling as much. She created boundaries, yes, but without hate, without despair. Day after day, she held him in that silent knowing. You are more than your worst choices. You are more than this moment. You are I am, confused, but not lost. Months went by. One night, he knocked on her bedroom door, eyes full of tears, and said, Mom, I'm tired. I need help. Something inside him had shifted. Not because she forced it, but because she quietly refused to believe that his darkness was more powerful than his true nature. That's the power of understanding I am. It changes not just how you see yourself, but how you see everyone you love. Now, bring this all the way back to you. Your mind says, I am anxious. I am lonely. I am stuck. But notice, there is a part of you that can watch those thoughts. A part that can say, there's anxiety. There's fear. There's sadness. If you can observe it, you cannot be it. Joel taught that this observing presence, this quiet, spacious awareness, is the real I am. So instead of saying, I am anxious, try, anxiety is present, but I am the awareness that notices it. Instead of, I am a failure, try, failure is a story appearing in my mind. I am the consciousness in which that story comes and goes. That tiny shift from identifying with the thought to seeing the thought is the doorway into everything Joel was pointing to. Let's get practical about bringing this into your daily life. When you catch yourself thinking, I am tired, I am worried, I am not enough, pause. Take one deep breath. Ask silently, who is the I that is noticing this feeling? Don't answer with words. Answer with a feeling. Let yourself sink into that quiet awareness behind the thought. That's I am. Stay there for just a few seconds. 10 seconds of truth is more powerful than hours of sitting in a lie about yourself. Next, use gratitude as a way of recognizing I am. The next time you see a sunset, hug your child, laugh with a friend, or feel that soft peace for no reason. Notice that the same I am that is feeling the gratitude is the I am expressing as the beauty you are grateful for. There is no separation between the one who appreciates and what is appreciated. Silently acknowledge, I am the consciousness in which this beauty appears. I am not separate from this moment. Gratitude becomes more than thank you for the blessing. It becomes, I recognize myself in this blessing. If you're worried about money, listen closely. Most people think, I am broke. I am behind. I am scared, Joel taught. You are not a beggar trying to get things from the world. You are the divine I am from which all true supply flows. This doesn't mean you sit on the couch and wait for checks to fall from the sky. It means you shift your inner posture from lack to source. Instead of, how will the world take care of me? You begin to rest in, the same intelligence that feeds the birds and clothes the fields is the intelligence living as me. It knows what to do, where to go, whom to meet. From that place, new ideas arise, doors open, courage appears. You still work, you still show up. But now, you're acting from abundance, not begging from fear. And what about when everything in your life feels like it's falling apart? The loss, the breakup, the diagnosis, the layoff. Your ego screams, I am ruined. I am alone. I am finished. But the I am within you remains untouched. In those moments, practice this simple prayer. Right now, I refuse to define myself by this storm. I am the awareness in which this storm is passing. Show me how to see this from truth. Don't try to be superhuman. Feel your feelings. Cry if you need to. But let the core knowing be. This situation is not bigger than what I am. This is where the teaching stops being theory and becomes your lifeline. If something in you is stirring right now, if your heart feels like, yes, this is what I've been searching for, that's not the video. That's not just the words. That's your own I am waking up and recognizing itself. You are not a human desperately trying to reach God. You are God consciousness quietly realizing itself as you. From this moment forward, try this. When you feel small, remember, I am the awareness in which this smallness appears. When you feel afraid, remember, fear is here, but I am larger than fear. When you feel broken, whisper, I am wholeness, even as I walk through this healing. Let this become your new path. If this message resonated with you, don't let it be just another video you scroll past. Like this video so it can reach someone else who feels lost in their own mind right now. Subscribe for more teachings inspired by Joel Goldsmith and other deep spiritual wisdom that helps you live this truth every day. And in the comments, write, I am ready, not as a slogan, but as a declaration that you are done living as a small, scared self and ready to live as the divine I am you have always been. Remember, you are not the mind. You are not your past. You are not your problems. You are the I am that has carried you through every single moment of your life, waiting patiently for you to recognize it. And if this message reached you, it was meant for you.